Hi, welcome to Dave's Corner of the World. Have a great day.
Got a couple things I want to show you this afternoon. I built a little jig, real simple. Just a little jig so you can weld other pieces square. No frills, nothing else. You can weld them at, if these are cut at a 45, of course you can put them at a 45 if you want to make a kind of a weld like that, you can. And it works very fine. What I really want to show you is the weld at this little Harbor Freight Flux Core welder, you know, the $89 one. What it does. I am super excited about this little welder. I bought it, and the first thing I did was I put a full bridge rectifier in it. I'll send you to the review of the welder itself in the description below. Well, I'll turn this over and I'll show you the welds that this little guy makes. Looky here. Looky at these welds. Well, I'm not sure if that's focused or not. Take you off the tripod and try to get you up here close to it. Do you see it? Very little spatter. And there's no undercut. Of course, the undercut is the person welding, not the welder itself. But look at those welds. Are those good? I am so impressed with this little $100 welder. Just can't get over how it looks, how it works. Another thing I want to show you about the welder itself. Now, don't forget guys, it's been probably 17, 18 years since I've welded for a living, and things have changed, I understand that. But see this little guy right here, this black part right there? When you set that down on the table, it won't pull the trigger. Years and years ago when I was welding, they didn't have this piece on here, and this is really handy. The trigger's not going to be pulled. I like that. Another upgrade I did to this welder, the little grounding clamp was just not adequate. It's adequate for the amperage that's going through it, but it just couldn't get a good connection a lot of times. So what I did was, I'm going to put you back on the tripod here. So what I did was I took the grounding clamp, you know, not much more than a battery charger or jumper cable clamps. I took it apart. It had this already on it, and this bolt was in it. So I just put it on a C-clamp, just like that. Now, this piece of metal here, if I want to, I can just weld this ground to my material. Get an excellent ground. If I don't care what this looks like, I can just do that, break it off and grind it if I want to. But in this case, what I did was I just unscrewed the ground clamp, clamped it on somewhere like that, and you've got a perfect, hit the tripod with my foot. I do that every once in a while. You got a perfect ground right there. Actually, it's on this side here is where the perfect ground is. That works great. If you're working on paint, all you have to do is just kind of move that around a little bit, just like that, and it's going to make a perfect ground. That was another great thing I did to this little welder. A lot of times I'll just, if I'm in a hurry or something, I'll just probably just take and weld this right on the piece, just like that. And you can't get much better of a ground than that. It's just absolutely totally solid. So those are what I like about this little welder. I'm having a lot of fun. I haven't only welded just, I haven't even used a pound of flux yet, of welding rod. I think that's what they give you. I haven't even used a pound of it yet, and I'm just having a ball with it. My opinion, as long as you put the full bridge rectifier in the welder to make sure you have negative electrode, positive ground. It has to be that way. As long as you put the full bridge rectifier in there and wire it up that way, it is an awesome welder. I've got less than $9 invested in the full bridge rectifier. I put on heat sink that I had laying around. Somebody gave me a piece of equipment, had a nice heat sink in it, and I took that out because the rest of the equipment was no good. I don't know what the heat sink would cost, maybe 10, 12 bucks on eBay or something like that. So for $115 or $120, if you can get this on sale for $86, and you can 3 or 4 times a year at Harbor Freight, it is an awesome, awesome welder. I am so pleased with it. I've never welded any more than just 1/8 inch steel, but it seems to work great. Oh, what's the setting that I have it on? It's in the high position, and I'm straight up 5. I just set it there, and it worked great. I never messed with it. One of these days, I'm going to take and find out how much power this thing actually puts out in, you know, a 1 and an 8 and 10, 5 on high and low. But I don't need to do that right now. As long as it works, it doesn't make any difference what the power is putting out. It works great for what I want it to do. Oh, one other thing. I'm going to show you, you can build this. You can build this right on a table of any kind. And how square is it? Well, let's see. Put the square on up there. Move the square in so you can see just a little bit of daylight down through there. It's the same amount of daylight all the way through. Now that is just about as close to square as you're going to get. Well, now wait a minute. That's assuming your square is square. You know how to tell if you're square or square? Yeah, we'll walk over here and let's see if I can't show you. The sun's shining so bright I can't really show you the actual numbers, but I can give you the process. Put it on something that's straight all the way across. Put a line right at the bottom here, and one up at the top up there. See, the shadows is in there where you can't really see it. Make sure it's straight across there. Then you come and turn your square over and look at it on this side. Well, there again, like I say, the shadows is there and you can't see it. But if those lines match up both directions, that's how you know your square is absolutely square. My square is really, really, really close. It's just, it just can't be much closer. This square, I've had this one for probably close to 20 years. When I stamped my initials in it, I stamped it out of square. That happens. So I had to re-square it. And to do that, if the square is too far this way, just tap it right here with the hammer on an anvil or something really, really hard. That will spread this out and bring this back in. If you're too close in, put it on something really, really hard, an anvil or a piece of I-beam or something like that, and smack it right here a few times. Not too hard, it won't take much to spread it, because when you hit that down, it spreads the metal and it will actually make this thing grow. And do the check, like I showed you over there, do that check and it should, you know, when you get it right, it will be right. Then all you have to do is take care of it. If you don't just throw it around and knock it around, it'll be a good square for a long time. Look at here. See, these numbers are totally wore off. You can't read them at all. No way. Like I said, I've had this square for a long time. It's aluminum, it's cheap. I don't know where I bought it. I don't know when I bought it. I know it was not in this century. See you next time.